Hey, what's going on? Austin Distal here. Welcome. We are live. And today I'm going to go over the 7 proven ways to skyrocket your conversions using a little known strategy called social proof marketing. Now, in the comments, while we wait for people to come on in, let me know where you're watching this from. I'm here in Austin with the rest of the team. And this is actually a keynote that I presented about a year and a half ago at the Webflow conference, and did it also at the Traffic and Conversion Summit and the Active Campaign Just Now Summit. And so this is here today, a free training. I'm just here to deliver a lot of value for the community. We're streaming this on multiple social medias, across the Jarvis account, my personal account, the Proof account. And so I want to know where you guys watching this from and what are you hoping to learn today? I'm going to be sharing a lot. So I hope you guys have a note card by your side, and this will help you sell a whole lot more here in 2022. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in, whether you're in SaaS, e-commerce, coaching, the list goes on. This does not matter what industry you're in. It's a timeless strategy. And yeah, I'm going to bring up the chat overlay as everybody comes on in. So yeah, let me know where you guys are coming on. I see a lot of Europeans on this call today, which is awesome. I think it's coming into the evening for you all. But again, this is a strategy that you will find is super easy to do. In fact, it's easier than trying to come up with a new marketing strategy. This is also timeless. It is a strategy that has been used for basically as long as humankind has been around doing commerce. It is also very ethical and respectable. It's good for your brand. The people love it. And it's lastly very effective. And so that's why I like it as CMO of both Proof and Jarvis. I have to think about what are some of the low hanging fruits that we can get in our marketing that doesn't require a lot of people on the team to do, that doesn't require a lot of input and strategy and methodical thinking. How do we get something done today that delivers ongoing results for the rest of the year? And so I'm going to share that with you today because we're right now in December and we're on the last stretch going into the new year. The way that you set up your marketing here in December and January can actually set up a lot of sales throughout the rest of the year. So I really hope that you are ready to grow your brand and you're ready to build a whole bunch more sales. Let's do it. All right. So in the meantime, I'm going to have on this other screen the chat. That way I can give you all some attention as you ask questions. I'll hop back in and answer those. But this is a keynote, and often keynotes, there's no Q&A. So with that, I will share my screen here. We'll get into it. All right. You're singing to the Matrix right now, the metaverse. There we are. All right. So, again, this is a keynote that I did back in about a year ago. You're going to love it. Put a lot of effort into this, many, many hours. But I'm here to deliver a ton of value for you. Now, this 7 ways to skyrocket your conversions with social proof marketing stemmed from this idea from one of my favorite brands. It's Nike. And when I started thinking and really analyzing what Nike sells, an epiphany hit me. And I think this is a really good ad that by them that has actually been used for many, many years. It's obviously a pro tennis player. You guys might recognize him. and it says only 3 lines of copy: most aces, most games, longest match. And really, there's no Nike products being sold right now, right? Just do it. The slogan all of us know, and their brand name. So, how does this work? Why is this such a good ad for them? Well, you got to think about, what are they selling? Are they actually selling shoes? No. Are they selling equipment? Nope. What they are selling is they're selling the dream to win. They're selling this identity of who you could become when you wear Nike clothing. And this is a lesson I had to learn early in my marketing career. You guys might not know this about me, but I've been a lifelong entrepreneur, starting my first company when I was 12 years old. And back then, I used to believe that selling products was good marketing. And I'd always focus on the actual product itself and talking about all of its features and how you would use it in your daily life. But I realized over time, with lessons learned and some more expertise and skills built, that marketing is not selling a product to a person. Rather, it's selling a dream to a person, letting them know who they could become by using your product. So instead of selling the backpack, I want you to think about selling when they would use that backpack after they became the person they've always wanted to be, the adventure hiker, or there's many uses for a backpack, but it could be the brand name that, if it's a Louis Vuitton backpack, maybe they finally are becoming that person of significance and luxury and value. So when you're selling a product and a brand, don't think what features, but think who they become by using it. And this is true across whatever it is, whether you're selling a house to a family. Don't talk about, the backyard. Talk about, this is where your kids will play. Don't talk about the fireplace. Talk about, this is where you'll roast marshmallows on Christmas Eve. This is who they could become when they achieve and self-actualize their life's potential via your products. So think about yourself. Let me propose this idea. What do you sell? What dream do you sell specifically? And many of us, when we think about our marketing, we always go back to the whiteboard. I hope that by the end of this training, you switch that perspective and you go back to the customer. The customer, as the focus of the marketing, will help you sell more products than if you actually make the product the focus of the marketing. So take that away. Don't go back to the whiteboard. Go back to the customer. I learned this lesson 5 years ago when I was in a cold basement in Maryland. Here, working with Dave Rogenmoser, you all might know him. I had moved from Atlanta to Maryland after gaining some mentorship from him, taking his course, spending all my spring break money at 21, 22 years old, and eventually decided to join him and the rest of the guys here to figure out this idea. How do the biggest advertisers convert their clicks into customers? This is the question that we all try to figure out. Running marketing agencies ourselves, we're trying to figure out, how do we compete with the big dogs like Expedia, Verizon, Amazon, Target, Bookings, all that. How do these guys spend so much money on pay-per-click advertising? And obviously they do it profitably. Some are spending millions of dollars per day. And so there has to be some kind of through line here. What do they realize about marketing that I can take away and apply to my own business? So this is the question we were trying to ask. What we came to realize was, it wasn't necessarily always about the ad. It was what was on the other side when you click through. And when you click through these ads, there's something that's very consistent that you end up finding. What that is a ton of social proof. And just as example here with Booking.com, you can see multiple variations. 4-star hotel. So there you go. There's one. 9.4 exceptional rating. There's another social proof. You got 253 reviews, another form of social proof. This hotel was booked 24 times in the last 24 hours. That's a lot of social proof on just one page. All of that validation gives the visitor a ton of trust in this company, gives them a lot of validation that this is a product people want, and maybe a little fear of missing out that they should act fast because it's popular. And obviously, all of this compounds into super high conversion rates. And so, there's many tactics being used in this social proof marketing campaign. But what I'm going to show you today are actually 7 proven ways to use this, including a few that you see here on the page. Now, going through all of this, what led us to creating this product called Proof. And it's been around for 4 years now. It has tens of thousands of customers. And so if you guys stick around today, what I'm going to do is if you, throughout this training, learn some awesome ways to use social proof marketing in your marketing this year, and you comment nugget with that lesson you learned so that you can share some knowledge today with the community, because it's all about the community. So if you share your knowledge with other people providing value in the market, we want to reward that. Type hashtag nugget in the lesson you learned. And at the end of this training, I'll choose 3 random people and give you 3 months of proof for free. Again, this is totally not required to absolutely succeed, but I wanted to give this away for free since we have the power and means to do so. And you all are here giving me your attention. I want to reward that. Thank you so much for joining me live. Now, the social proof marketing campaign. What's going to be great about this campaign is it's rooted in a lot of different philosophy. But what I love in this book that Robert Cialdini wrote is the view of a behavior. We view behavior as more correct in a given situation to the degree that we see others performing it. Basically, we follow the crowd, right? And so, how do we bring that kind of marketing to our site? I can promise you that if you do this social proof marketing campaign, your website conversion rates will increase by 300% or higher. That's right, 3x. And I know this because we've done this time and time and time again. Once when we had all of our marketing agency clients, and then throughout our courses, then throughout our software, then throughout the events that we throw, all of this comes down to social proof marketing. And by allowing to, if you increase your conversion rates that much, here's some things that will happen. Of course, you'll hit your sales goals here in 2022. Your advertising will scale more profitably than ever, meaning you'll be able to outspend your competition, get more brand reach, and then also you'll become the market leader. Now, here's the beauty of this campaign. It's totally for free. If you want to use some of the tools like Proof, that's awesome, but those are nice to haves. Number 2, it's easy. It's actually easier to do this campaign than it is to try and sit in your basement with a whiteboard and come up with your own campaign. It's also timeless. This isn't something that like a Black Friday where you put all of this work into and then it's gone in one day. It's also respectable. And if ethics is important to you, then this is right up your alley because it's very authentic. And then lastly, it's effective. If you don't have much time in your hands, and if you're a busy head of marketing or you're an entrepreneur juggling many hats and marketing is just one of them, then you want to figure out what are the low-hanging fruits that you can do so that you get the most amount of impact with the least amount of effort. And that's what I'm going to show you today. All right, let me head over to the comments. I know I just laid a lot on you here to prep you for this training. We're going to go for about 30 more minutes now. If you have any questions along the way, just ping me. And if I don't answer you live, make sure you use my @AustinDistal so I get a notification, and I'll go through all of those later here. So, all right. Use number steps when showing benefits. Great. Okay, let's roll into it. The 7 ways to skyrocket your conversions with social proof marketing. Again, my name is Austin Distal. Let me take you on this ride. So the first one I'm going to show you is how to use customer logos on your website below the fold. And here is on the Proof marketing site. You can see we have all of these different logos here of some of our customers that you may know. And that's what it looks like. Make sure it's on desktop and mobile. Looks good. We found that this is really effective and it's time tested to work across all industries. Really simple to do. Just ask your customers, hey, would you mind if I use your logo in our marketing for our site? We think that we admire you and we'd like to showcase that we do business together. We ran a test though. We, in our agency, we did some A/B testing with an app called AppUse, and we wanted to see how effective is this when we personalize it based on industry. And so we changed the logos on the homepage for edtech, for healthcare, for travel, and these logos here are different based on who the visitor is. And so this personalization happens um, and adapts the website to the person. And if they are a person in the travel industry, they see travel logos of customers that they would recognize, that they admire. Whereas if they're in the fitness industry or nutrition, they would recognize different logos and they would resonate with those customers differently. Now, how did this affect the conversion rates? What we found after running this A/B test is that they increased their trials 42% across 7 different industries with personalized social proof. How freaking cool is that? Now, maybe you don't have all of the fancy technology to personalize your website and get, maybe you're a small team. That's okay. An easy way to do this is you just create different landing pages. You do the work once, duplicate it so you have the template, and then just change out those logos for each industry. Now, when you're running your ads to different segments, the page will be personalized to that customer persona. Pretty cool, huh? So, lesson number one, use 4 to 7 logos of your ideal customers that you want to attract more people like them. Um, you can service multiple industries and try and personalize it down there to get a more effective outcome. All right, that's number one. Number two, use your customer's voice in your copy. Highlight the crowd is the keyword. So I like how Intercom does this. They give a whole section, very large, to a testimonial. And they include a few things that I think the nuances here are important. So Intercom gives us a single tool that lets us sell to and support users throughout every step of the funnel. Now, I know this by studying this stuff all the time. A really good testimonial includes a few things. One, the brand name. That way it can be used all over the place. Two, it is focused. Each testimonial that you curate should focus on overcoming or focusing on a very specific benefit. So a single tool is the benefit that they just now bolded so that it kind of sticks. What they're trying to overcome is maybe having multiple tools that do all this stuff, and it's very complex. So they're focusing on the simplicity of Intercom. What do they get? Lets us sell to and support. Sell and support. They have 2 verticals at Intercom: selling and support, salesmen and support systems. How awesome is that? Right? And so then throughout every step of the funnel, letting you know that they're omni funnel, all the way down from attention, awareness, desire, action, all the way through supporting and referrals. So that's what makes a really good testimonial. I like that they bring in the human element. Make sure that you don't use a stock photo, even though you all might know about my stock photo experiment, becoming one of the top 10 stock photo people of all time. But I recommend not using my face, please, in your testimonial. I recommend that you use a candid photo of your customer. This is nice too because it's all branded and stuff. But even if you just chose their Facebook profile, it comes off as more authentic. All right. Make sure that you include, if it's important for whether you're B2B or B2C, this can change, what their title is. Who do they resonate as? So if this is B2C, maybe new mother could be it, or 6 months pregnant, right? That if you're selling baby diapers or you're selling, those kind of products. You could say raw vegan if you're selling nutrition products. You could say their title of like CEO or CMO, but make sure that you include their title because the person visiting the page will resonate with their identity being called out. And so that's what we're looking for. How do you paint the picture of who they could become and what they could get by using your product? You see how this all ties together? All right, and maybe choose a company that they admire as well. All right, cool. Um, Notice here as you go through Intercom's other pages that they switch out the testimonials based on the identity of the person viewing those pages. So if you're on the marketing, you see marketers. If you're on support, you see testimonials from support people. I also like how Stu McLaren, who's the membership guy, uses a ton of testimonials on his site. And what I like about the way he does it is he just does screenshots from real customers in his Facebook group. Do you think that this feels more authentic than just typing out a testimonial? It's also easier to do. And yeah, the rawness might not fit your brand, but there's ways you could like spruce it up to fit that. And so this is actually what we do at Jarvis and at Proof. We often screenshot testimonials or at least like make it designed to look very social media-esque. And it's super effective, especially these pages that are really long. All you do is literally grab a ton of screenshots. And if you slowed this down, notice that he has titles above that kind of like call out the specifics of that testimonial to support them. So it's like uh, founding members, seasoned members. So, targeting if you're at the beginning of your success or later on in your success, here are testimonials that you might relate with, kind of hitting from all different angles because if you have one landing page for everybody, you need to like chop it at multiple angles. They won't resonate with all of them, but they'll resonate with at least one. And that's all you need is one really good testimonial for that purchase to happen. All right. I also like how Hunt a Killer, which is one of the most successful membership subscription boxes. It's a game, pretty cool too, where it's like a detective game sent to your house every month. And notice here how they showcase all of their press and a testimonial from that press. Then they showcase 1 million episodes. I guess that's how many like boxes sent. And then also real photos from Instagram of people enjoying the product. Pretty cool. You'll also see that they do a lot of testimonials. They showcase here in the headline 9 out of 10 on Trustpilot with over 2,600 reviews. By the way, screenshot this. It's a really good format for a headline. So focus on the total review and by how many by a third party source. And then you showcase a couple of those testimonials. And these should actually be chosen specifically to overcome maybe a few different objections like here's one for price, here's one for time, here's one for asking a spouse for permission, here's one for um, you know having fun, my husband calling out identities, the benefit of spending time together. So you can see how they're choosing these, they're cherry picking them to hit on all these different angles to ultimately describe the brand. So lesson number 2 for you is use your customer's voice in your copy. Highlight the crowd, use testimonials that are relevant to the context of the page, and each quote has purpose. Use your customer's vocabulary in your copy. How do they describe your product? Not how do you describe it in your own jargon. How do they describe it in layman's terms? Um, Third, feature your customers' referral partners. So I love how Athletic Greens does this, which, by the way, is one of the fastest growing supplement brands of all time. It's almost like an anomaly But if you realize that they're using these strategies like social proof marketing, you come to figure out how they're growing so fast. So they actually build landing pages for each of their influencers. This one here is Joe Rogan, who he has been a sponsor of Athletic Greens for many, many years now. And so they create an entire page focused on just Joe Rogan. Now, as someone who listens to the podcast and admires him, when I see this kind of endorsement, um, along with like all of these reviews here, all of this is another kind of social proof is like third party credibility and then customer testimonials plus influential reviews. Man, you can see how this stuff stacks up. It's crazy effective. So just notice here, the winning e-commerce companies are using this campaign like crazy, and it works like bananas. This is a SaaS company where they personalize the landing page of the referral. So when you click on a chat box like this and it says like powered by live chat, when you click on that from their customer site, it personalizes this page. Start using the same live chat solution as Stripe.com. I clicked it when it was on Stripe, right? I admire Stripe. I think it's a great brand. So I'm like always curious, what do they use? And of course, if I realize this on this landing page that Stripe uses live chat, do you think I'm influenced by that? Heck yeah, I am. If I'm in the market for a live chat and I see that this awesome company is using it, I'm more persuaded by that influential character, right? So I think if you have the ability if you are getting referral traffic, then personalize that landing page. It's somewhat simple to do. You can do that in Google Optimize, which is a free software. To use a UTM tag at the top and then just personalize the text. So actually, we do this at Proof. You might notice our social proof notification comes up on websites. When you click on verified by Proof, we personalize the bridge page to our customer. So in this example, it says, so when you click on, this is an event called This Just Works. And it says, someone from Santiago signed up for this workshop 5 minutes ago, right? And so when someone clicks on that, personalize. Don't try and just go straight to your page. We actually did a test on this. I might show you the results in a second. We did a test on this. Send them to our website or send them to a bridge page that paints our customer as the hero. Guess which one won? You betcha. When we personalized the site to our customer or to our referral, it worked so much better. If I remember correctly, it was 25% increase in trials because we personalized it to our customer. All right, I'm gonna take a water break here. And do you guys have any questions about that? Eileen, I see you're here. Jason, what's up? Let me stop here for questions. How has this been resonating with you? Any takeaways yet that you think are worthy for the crowd? Eileen says that she has an affiliate for her company, TubeBuddy, and she has a custom landing page for her top affiliates. That's pretty awesome. Glad you're doing it. Can you let me know, is that pretty effective for you? Have you seen that those personalized landing pages convert higher than if you were to send them to a generic one? Let me know. All right. Tactic number 4 out of 7. Are you still with me? All right. Create a customer wall of love. This is so easy to do, and it's so awesome. Buffer does this extremely well. You can see here, they just stream in all of these tweets when they're mentioned. And I'm sure there's a Twitter embed API that you can just copy and paste right there into your site. But this is pretty sweet. They also put a direct testimonial that they highlight from a customer they think a lot of people would admire. And then notice that last headline. Get to it. Join over 75,000 brands growing that use Buffer for their business, for their brand. So pretty sweet. headline there. I think it's a good formula for success. Call to action is join. That's a really good call to action in my opinion. We use that one a lot. 75,000 people. So it's an impressive number. We all follow the crowd, right? There you go. There's the crowd. Maybe you would resonate with growing businesses. That's the identity they're calling out. That use transition to the product. So notice how they didn't start off selling the product. They started off selling the person, the crowd, the customer. So rather than going, use Bruffer to build your brand, no, they started off with join people like you that then use the product. So that this is the hero of the journey that use Buffer to build their brands. You guys pick up these formulas. I hope they're sticking with you. I hope you're writing them down. Marie Forleo does this so well. She has such a great site. These are all new entrepreneurs that went through her business program and are loving it. She highlights their story. And if you read these, you slow it down, what you can find is they're so genuine. And each one of these, I believe, is a blog post too. So here's how you get there. So they pull out a headline, which is the testimonial. You convince me, a small town girl, that she has something special to do on this planet. Great testimonial. And then you click read more, and it's a full landing page, or not landing page, but kind of like a blog post dedicated to that customer. If you focused your marketing rather than selling a business course, rather focus on selling a customer, a small town girl, that she had something special to give on this planet, do you see the difference there? Marie Forleo is like Nike. She's not selling the product. She's selling the identity of who you could become. Take that away, y'all. That's a nugget. All right. Scotch Tea Flights, local Austin company, but they're all around the world. They have such a cool product. They will email flight deals when airlines reduce the price dramatically, like over 50%, or they mismark them. Like I got my flight to Chile, for example, for $63. International flight round trip. How crazy is that? But notice, if you go to their member stories section, you get all these testimonials like a mother and daughter going on a trip. And so each one of these is an identity that they might relate to, like a dream come true of traveling with a family. My son says I'm officially the coolest mom. What mother doesn't want that to happen to her? She would be becoming her dream, the coolest mom, by buying Scotch Tea Flights. In the same way that you might become a champion by using Nike products. And so just think here, all these headlines are spot on. And, they're really selling the dream here. They're not selling the product. That's the takeaway. So number 4, create a customer wall of love. Make a whole landing page dedicated to your customers. The longer, the better. Bring up people from all of these different industries, points of life, and transitions of who they were and then who they became after using your product. And also, don't forget call to actions all throughout, of course. Whenever they're inspired in that moment of time, get the sale, get that click. Okay, number 5, y'all with me? Nugget, show the dream to help people realize the possibilities to achieve sales without a sell. It's awesome. Thanks, Soap School. Add a certification. Oh, let's go back to that. Add a certification, trust badges, awards, and featured publications. So Hootsuite does this really well. They pull in, loved by customers and lauded by analysts. Notice here that they have all of these third-party accreditations that you trust already, speaking really highly of them. People love awards, and people love just being a part of brands that are winners. We all want to win. We don't want to join a team that's a losing brand. We don't want losing products. We want winning products. Showcase people that you're a winner. MemberStack, cool tool, SaaS product. They showcase on this little embed that they were featured on Product Hunt. Here it shows 1,600 people upvoted them, and that they were number one product of the day. Uh, Little nudge there of cool ways. I like personally doing this. I've done this on a few landing pages, and it has proven increased conversions. Facebook has an embed. I'm just showing you here's how simple it is to do. Just if you have a lot of likes on Facebook, embed that on your landing page right below the call to action. And all you have to do is now show how many people recommend your product. Look at that. Right here, that's pretty effective. And here's what I like. If they're logged in Facebook, it shows first names of people that they're friends with, personalizing it to them so that they might be persuaded because they know if my buddy likes this product or recommends it, you can change it from like to recommend, then you're likely to buy right there. So I think it's great. Focus on one friend plus a ton of people. Recipe for success right there. All right, Squatty Potty, one of the best-selling products ever on Shark Tank. Look at here. Dr. Oz explains how the Squatty Potty works. All these are clickable. Time says that it's a popular bathroom accessory, and obviously on Shark Tank. Really cool here how they're bringing in these big-time brands. Not easy for everybody to get these. This is kind of like a later game, but if you ever get press, it's super effective. Most importantly, on consumer products, not as much on B2B, but still good if you have those accreditations. Like, it doesn't matter as much if we're like featured in Entrepreneur as a SaaS company, but it is if you're a bathroom object. What does matter though is as we do at Jarvis, we showcase from the leading like SaaS review platform called G2 Crowd. Um, they do all of these like annual reports, and there's all these leaderboards in different categories. So we this year actually cleaned the board. We won in all of these categories. Um, and so right at the bottom of the page, as we're kind of getting to that point where you need to build up trust and validation that this is the right decision to go with. That's kind of like towards the end of the decision making. You don't need to showcase this at the top of the funnel. Don't begin the conversation with, "Hey, we're the top leaders here." Like, it just comes off as like boasting. Um, but rather, like, if you go, "I'm the number one sales coach in the world," like, no, you're probably not if you have to say it in the beginning. Rather, if later at the kind of the end, when they're choosing between sales coach number one and then you, or A and then you, they're going to choose the one that has all of these accreditations. So showcase what other people have given you, awards and stuff like that, or what they say, and this will be the catalyst to push them over the edge, feeling like you're the right decision to go with. All right. So, number 5, recap. Add certifications, trust badges, awards, and featured publications. Certifications like TripAdvisor certified, perfect for restaurants or excursions if you're traveling. Trust badges like secured by McAfee. This is really necessary on checkouts, especially for e-commerce products, consumer products. Awards like number one on Product Hunt, or publications like featured on Forbes. All right, number 6, we're here towards the end, 6 out of 7. My recommendation is that you embed reviews or case studies that visitors can go and filter with relevant tags. So let me show you how this works. Best Self Journal. Great journal. Catherine Lavery lives here in Austin. Shout out, Catherine. Love the stuff you all do. It's a perfect Christmas gift, by the way, for an entrepreneur. Now, notice here on her landing page, a few things. Huge amount of 5-star reviews. Showcase that at the top. That's one of those that like you can begin with. I mentioned like in the last section, don't begin with talking about how you're the best, rather like number one, coffee in the world. No, start off by saying showcasing the total number of people that rate this a high quality product. You can begin that way because it's other people talking about it, and it shows the popularity contest. People follow crowds. And so when somebody arrives on a page, they want to know that it's been validated by a ton of people. That's why you don't buy Amazon products that have 0 reviews. For me personally, even if all the copy and the images look awesome, I will not buy a product on Amazon that has 0 reviews. Does that not show you how important it is to get a lot of reviews? Make that as a key part of your social media marketing strategy and to showcase that at the top of your landing pages on your product pages. All right. Then notice here, I like it, when you're in your decision making, Amazon has just crushed this. But if you're doing this on your Shopify store, kudos to you. You embed like what people say, kind of like keywords. And you can also filter by the 1-star and 5-star reviews. I always read those before buying products. I think it's a nice to have. You don't need that. Even if you just showcase like a really, really long list of those reviews, that'll work as well. And that's what we do at Proof. This is at the bottom of our landing page. So we always put this, I call it the tired thumb effect. So what this is when at the bottom, when they're like ready to like, they've already read about what your product does and who it helps and the transformation there. This is at the very end when they just really need that push over the edge. And so I just throw in all of these testimonials, making the page super long, yes, but you have a floating call to action at the very top. This is important so that it's easy to still get started at any point in time. But what we're looking to do is just create overwhelming amount of validation that people love it. So if you can make this page long, do it. Airstream, pretty sweet what they do. I love this. Actually, met the founder, or I guess maybe CMO, VP of marketing, whatever their head of marketing guy is, share this story. The Airstream community is made up of 2 segments. Segment number 1 are called the streamers. And these are the people that own the Airstream already. And notice here that, yeah, like the product's in it, but they're really painting who you could become, you and your family, hanging out peacefully in a remote location. So one, they sell the dream. And these are the streamers. Number 2 are the dreamers. I like to play on words there. The streamers and the dreamers. But what they think about here are helping you get over the edge by recommendations. So these people, these are all customers on the blog, and they give you recommendations. These are all testimonials, more stories of how they went remote or how they like vacation for 4 months out of the year in an RV, an Airstream, how they, take their family on these like, nationwide tours. It's really cool the way that they have their own customers help their future customers make the jump into buying an Airstream, because it's more than a product, that is a lifestyle. And so if you got to think about, is your product a change of life or is it just like a little add-on? These more long stories are great for high ticket purchases. And when there are life decisions that need to be made, and there's often consulting within the family or within leadership, if you're buying a product, uh, large transitions require more convincing. And so in a product like this, you can't just have testimonials. You actually have to have like long stories and how-to tutorials and like help people on that transition. So uh, if that's important, if you have a high ticket item, then think about how do you showcase your streamers and dreamers. Number six, embed those reviews or case studies so visitors can filter with relevant tags. All right, I'm going to take a question here real quick. Do you know how to add reviews to a Webflow website? I sure do. Um, so there's a few ways. Number one, you could just, let me show you actually. I think I recorded a bit of it. So these reviews, and also I did the same thing on the Jarvis website. Um, it's actually a CMS. So all of these are, yeah, they look like, screenshots, or they look like they're from Trustpilot specifically, but I've designed them that way. And basically, it's a CMS where all I do is fill out this form and then it shows up on the website. I put their name, the quote, I put their conversion boost using proof, and that is like one of the, I guess, the key metrics that people look for. Like, oh, if they got a 10%, they got a 20% boost, all of that. Uh, the number of reviews, the industry. This is for filtering, so they can like the user can say, oh, well, does this work for real estate, or does this work for me in any way? And then just like their headshot and stuff like that. You can either get a virtual assistant to go through your Trustpilot, your Google, your all of like wherever your reviews live, and then put those into your CMS and fill it up. And all you have to do is design this once, and then it multiplies every time you build a new entry. That's how I do it. Um, I think you could also just do screenshots. That's easy too. Um, and you could also do. I think there's like services out there. I think Yotpo. Um, Google My Business, I think, has an embed for reviews. So I think you have a lot of options there. Don't get caught up in the details. Even just screenshotting onto your site directly from Facebook or wherever is gonna show you a conversion boost. All right. All right, cool. We're gonna move on to the last one. Add a real-time feed of engagement activity. All right, me a little show you here some of the stuff that we found. If you put in your copy, even now, this is dynamic, but let's say loved by 5,000 of the world's best companies, including these. That's awesome. Showcasing the number of companies is great. Take that a step further, and you can have dynamic social proof. Like this one here shows 1,032 companies started a trial last month. That is super effective. And we've done a lot of A/B testing on this, which led us to building a product to do this easily, because it used to be really hard. Um, notice we actually got this idea from when we were analyzing back like years and years and years ago, the travel industry on how they do advertising and how do they increase conversion rates. Uh, Notice here, this is when you check out for a flight. How many people have booked, have protected their trip in the last 7 days? 70,000 people. This is a huge order bump. Yes, you purchased a couple $100 flight for just $26 more. You can protect it, and that social look here. There's two social proof validations happening. Social proof is consider buying travel insurance by CNN. And then the real-time social proof that's dynamically changing. All right, and so I'm gonna get a little self-promotional here, but I wouldn't share it if it wasn't effective, and it's going to help you. And I'm also gonna give this to you for free here in a second. But I want to show you some examples of how this works using our product proof. Um, and so look here, this is for a virtual event. They show how many people are currently in session, and then they use Proof Pulse to show in real time when people are checking in or joining the webinar, the live event, the summit. This is really effective for webinars and live events, selling tickets, things like that. Notice here, Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi do this for their webinar. So I wanted to show some different industries and ideas for you across like all these different industries, how you can use social proof in real time to boost events, landing pages, and all of that. It says 2,000 people downloaded the guide. So if you're selling like any kind of lead generation, this is checklists, PDFs, cheat sheets, blueprints, any kind of downloadable resource where they put their email in. You can showcase that in real time. And on average, just by doing this, which takes about 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, you'll see about a 15% increase in conversions. So absolutely worth it. Um, we worked with Oprah Winfrey on this as well for her 21-day meditation experience with Deepak Chopra. And for this 21-day experience, whenever somebody would sign up for it, we'd showcase that in the bottom left-hand corner. And it was crazy. What a frenzy. 80,000 people. Isn't that crazy to think? 80,000 people joined this meditation in just 30 days. And that just shows you their reach. It's pretty cool. But I remember that day in the office, we were all freaking out because like our servers were overloading. And we're like, what just happened? It's like, oh, Oprah Winfrey just started promoting her meditation. Obviously, that was a few years ago. We've scaled since then. But this was like by far our largest customer. And promotion had that happened at that time. This is a cool way that you can do like for selling a free plus shipping item. Founder Magazine promotes their Russell Brunson, Russell Branson free. It's like a free magazine that for Virgin, and it's pretty cool. They show how many entrepreneurs bought the book in the last 7 days. So if you buy it, when somebody purchases, it'll then show how many people did that in the last 7 days. It works super well. So yeah, add that to your site. I'll give it to you for free here in a second. But there's a few different ways that you can use it. I recommend showing the total number of people that signed up in the last week. Maybe a little insider information there, but we found that that is the most effective. The average conversion rate is 15%. And that's good for like email opt-ins, landing pages, events. And then 24 people are looking at this right now. So that's like really good for scarcity offers. If you're showcasing how many are left, like the Yeezys did this, right? By Kanye, showcasing, hey, there's only 50 limited edition of these shoes called Yeezys. And 24 people are looking at it right now. You are definitely going to buy that shoe if you are wanting it. That's going to it helps narrow the time window to now rather than later because you know how many people are looking at it. Very effective. And then showcasing individuals who recently bought it from a specific city. That one's like our flagship, and it works really well. That's like a 10% boosting conversion. So with all that said, go back to the whiteboard? Heck no, go back to the customer. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on the 7 ways to skyrocket your conversions. Now, I know that a lot of you all, we're going to skip to, I know that a lot of you all didn't get to your questions live. And so if you ask it here at the end in the comments, just make sure you tag me. Then I will be happy to answer. In the meantime, it's time to give away those 3 free months of proof. So again, that proof is useproof.com. If you commented nugget, I'm going to go down the list here and choose our people. All right. Eileen, you're chosen. Email me at austin@jarvis.ai and I'll give you a free account. All right. Next up, random. Soap School. You earned it. Thanks for commenting and sharing some free stuff, some your advice and your nuggets and your takeaways with the community. email me and I'll hook you up with an account. And let's see, what's the last one? All right, Lee, thank you so much. You have earned it. Way to go. Lee, email me, austin@jarvis.ai, hook you up with a free account. By the way, if you guys haven't already and you just want to give Jarvis a try, going over to that site, everybody that is increasing their copy conversion rates with Jarvis, and you have a lot of website visitors, I think you should also use Proof. They work really well together. And so let me just walk you through here what that looks like. I'm going to hook you up with a free. All right. I hope you guys are having a great day. Jarvis Community. Since both of our companies are here in the same office, we can give away some awesome deals. Jarvis.ai/proof. You go there, and this will activate a free 14-day trial. And so, literally risk free. I recommend A/B testing it, so you can literally show proof to half the visitors and not the other half. And so, when you go here, you'll get a free account. Takes about 5 minutes to get started, and you can do things like 13 people started a free trial in the last 24 hours. You can showcase how many people are viewing a page, and you can also showcase who individually has purchased a product. On average, this increases conversions by about 15%. So highly recommend giving that a try. You can see it's working right here in the corner. That's how that works. Go there. It's, again, jarvis.ai/proof, and you'll get that free 2 weeks. And then you'll be able to boost your conversions this year. All right. So I hope you all have enjoyed this. If anybody comes to mind that you think should watch this replay, tag them in the comments below. They are the perfect person to watch this training if they are building an e-commerce store. They're a marketer for a company like a SaaS company or a real estate company. Anybody that is selling a dream to somebody instead of a product. This is the perfect training for them. I hope I've over delivered on value for you. And with that, I'll see you on the inside. Thank you so much for joining me live. Peace.